Blessings, everyone. Today's spirit came through early this morning and encouraged me. I was working with the crystal singing bowl for the third eye chakra. And then they asked if I would be open to a teaching or a message, and I'd like to share this, the Work Your Light Oracle. This morning when I was listening, Spirit was reminding me, and I'd like to share this with everyone that's watching, that now more than ever, it's very important for us to connect with Source, to open up, to reconnect with our higher self and our own guides, angels, star family, loved ones in spirit, the universe, whatever words we use, and get our clarity through our third eye, filtered with discernment. Because there's so much going on in the world right now. Releasing of UFO files and all kinds of things, whether it's AI or it's not AI. People are going through an uprising, trying to sort out their political views, their values, their morals. There's a lot of purging going on in the world right now. And when we're in this space where we're connected directly, not through a third party, not watching videos on the internet, even like this, it's so that we develop this discernment to understand that anything that comes from Source is always going to be for the highest good. And there's going to be a lot of things out there that leave us questioning. And now more than ever, what is against what we believe in and what we come to understand and know within, and things that are trying to make us question in an unhealthy manner any of our value systems or our insights, wisdoms, knowledge that we've developed. Not necessarily from a textbook, not from a historical writing or ancient texts that someone has altered, but from within, from our own connection. So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask all those in the light to help blend with me and bring a message for the highest good. Thank you, I'm grateful. The first is always in honor and alignment of the octave, the purest and truest Source. The second is the octave of higher self and spirit. And the third aligns the soul. It's the beautiful alignment, the trinity of Source, higher self and spirit, and soul. That beautiful story that helps support the personality and gives us the teachings in the physical so that we may have our journey here. And now I'm just going to move the cards around a little bit, and they'll always tell me which one they want me to take. And they're saying, bring this one that raised up. Warrior woman. You've answered. Have you answered your deepest calling? Now we know that the card says warrior woman, but this is not a gender specific reading. And as the energies are blending, you're saying that the inner warrior doesn't have to march continuously. The inner warrior doesn't have to get out and be a keyboard warrior and spend hours on the internet defacing and bringing down those that we believe are bringing out false information. The inner warrior doesn't have to awaken all the people in their lives. The inner warrior isn't judging. This is the sword of discernment. They're saying the sword of discernment cuts through all of the illusions. The illusions that we tell ourselves, and the illusions that it's our right or our job to show others when they are not seeing clearly. But the strongest warrior is the one that shows by example because of gathering experience on the journey. The warrior turns all of the events without judgment, whether it was good or bad, into wisdom. Because we understand that we are gathering these experiences. We get to the point here on this journey where we are awake. We are using our third eye. We're understanding that every opportunity is afforded to us here to transmute energy, to see a different opinion, a different perspective, to try to choose through the heart space, to let the heart navigate us, and then the soul will explore and expand. And then we remember that we're so much more. Those in spirit are saying that a warrior is not hyper-focused on justice, that the warrior in spirit is not loud. It's consistent. It comes from the heart. There isn't fear or judgment speaking one's truth as a warrior of light. And the sword that we carry, it isn't pointing at anyone. It isn't dissecting others. It's used to free us from the bonds and the bondages that we've created around ourselves, the limitations, the excuses. And that when we use the sword as the warrior, we're not fighting for what is right. We are not rising above others. The sword, it's strong and it's balanced. And when we're using it, we're helping others to carry theirs. This metaphor is truth. And no longer are we going to live in a world, they're saying, where this truth is subjective. That eventually we'll all come to understand that we're a part of this big, beautiful puzzle. We are a part of the web. We are part of the grand consciousness that permeates the universe in everything and no thing, nothing. They're showing me the armor. They're saying the armor of God, Source, Creator, the universe, isn't blocking out evil forces or negativity. It's the breath. The armor is the breath, because that gives us the moment to pause. It infuses the life force. And when we shine that life force, we cannot help but cast the shadows. It helps to bring everything to the surface, into the vision, that we may use clarity to see what needs change. It is the first step in transmutation. They're asking us, can we see what needs to be healed without judging why it needs to be healed? Can we understand that if something isn't resonating with us, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's negative and evil. It means that there is a different way. So when we think of the spiritual warrior, they're asking us not to see this as someone who is fighting the justice, fighting the system, taking down what we perceive as the wrong. But that we see the warrior as someone who has went deep within, understood their purpose, understands that all of this is a great journey. It's a gift to be here. And this is a process of integrating experience through the heart space to become wisdom. So that when we use this sort of truth, we're not removing things by cutting it down. We're not dominating. We're simply integrating, transmutating, and expanding in the heart space, awareness, and consciousness. They're showing me the word's deepest calling, and they're saying, what is that for us? The truth helps guide us through that, our own truth. And truth isn't something we need to argue if it's truth. And this is something that's very difficult for many of us to understand, because we don't want to seem like we're taking a back seat when we see something in the news that's unjust, or when we feel that there are forces out there that don't have the highest good and we want to label this evil. The strongest, most powerful sword is the one that knows thyself, that doesn't falter in the heart space, that isn't allowing fear to dictate our next move or our choice. It's understanding that the emotions are the tools that help us make decisions by feeling. It doesn't decide who and what we are. They're pulling their energy back. Thank you for allowing me to share this today. This is something that I need a reminder of, and I hope that if anybody listening has felt inspired in any way by this message, that you share what you've experienced and how you came to understand what truth was for you, and how can we, as we walk together as the warriors, help others to find that space within themselves so they have this discernment, they have the clarity, and they remember why they're here. Much love, everyone. Beautiful blessings.